Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another Let's Play for Motorsport Manager. We are continuing with our challenge series, doing the Underdog Challenge, where you start off as Predator Racing Group, the lowest racing team in the entire, everything, and try and work your way up to the top. This is similar to what we did last time I did a playthrough of Motorsport Manager, where I created my own team, which was at the very bottom, and worked my way up. But this time, if we get kicked off our team, we lose the challenge. So that's a slight twist on the whole thing. Let's see here. It's been a little bit. It's been a few days since I last recorded an episode. I actually recorded the first few episodes all in one sitting. So this is a new sitting here. If you could tell, if you my shirt's probably different. I don't know. One thing I was going to say real quick is I've been tweaking my settings all day long on OBS because I'm trying to make sure that I wanted to jump up to the 60 frames per second, with its return and everything like that. Back in the day, I used to only do 30 frames per second, and most of the games I play probably are okay at 30 frames per second, to be perfectly honest. But I was like, you know what? I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there; they do 60. So let's see if I can get the 60 to work. And it took me forever to get it figured out because every time I turn it on, especially with the camera going, it would give me some sort of encoding, errors and how it's overloading the encoder and all these other things. And so thankfully, I looked at all sorts of different websites, and I should have thought to look at this website to begin with because the encoder I'm using, I'm doing the encoding off of the graphics card. I was like, I finally found on NVIDIA's website, I looked at their suggestions for OBS and copied them word for word, and sure enough, everything works just fine now. At least it seems to. I haven't seen any of the encoding errors since I used their settings. So hopefully the quality's still good. Hopefully you guys aren't seeing any weird stuttering or anything like that. Let me know if you do in the comments below, because obviously it's hard for me to go back and rewatch all my videos. So if you guys see anything funny with the video, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll make some adjustments where needed. Let's get back into this real quick. So we got Firebird MRT, car condition, 33 hours. That should be okay. We'll go ahead and take the interview here. After her win today, we are wondering if you had any thoughts on Etta. I'm not even going to try. Miss EJ here, thinking of working with her in the future. Yeah, she's interesting. Give her a little bit of a morale boost, I guess, apparently, because she likes that. Pit crew update, mistake-free weekend. That's always great to see. And scouting report, Christina Capello, motorbike champion, crazy home race hero. None of those, especially the crazy one, none of those help us in any manner whatsoever. Pit crew over here. Let's check out our pit crew real quick. Mistake percentage. Ooh, there's a lot of guys that need some rest here. We may have to actually hire somebody finally. Give some of these guys a little rest, because we could sub a couple of these guys in, but can't sub everybody in. Let's see here. So like you could sub in for, and not a whole lot. I mean, you could do refueling, but your tires are terrible. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter because obviously we're kind of at the level that, like most of the stuff doesn't matter too much. Let's sub you in for. You can sub in for rear jack, and then the rear jack can sub in for one of the other tire people probably. Sub you in for this one. We might leave the 1.9, 2.2. We might have to just leave the rest of these out because I really don't want to hire anybody else, if I must be honest. It's what, 200,000 to hire them, I think. I mean, this person right here is not terrible. Maybe one more, just floating around the mix wouldn't be too bad. That gives us 6 on, 3 off, so we have about 3 people that we could swap in at any given time. I mean, that might work. Just hiring one more person. But honestly, no, it's okay. If they're a little bit fatigued and whatever, we're not winning anything this year. So let's just leave it as is, and we'll take it as we go. Trying to remember, did we? Oh, that's right. I think we saw last episode. Was it last episode that we had finally found Lau here, who's our wonder kid that we used in my first series? I mean, just great potential here. I think. Oh, that's what it was. His cost to break the contract is pretty high, and so we kind of wanted to wait till later in the season to see if we can assign him with a cheaper cost to break contract. Now, obviously, if we wait too long, then he gets re-sign a new contract, and then there's nothing we can do about it. So we may wait a little bit longer. It's a gamble because we could end up losing him. We're not necessarily losing him, but just costing us more to get him, which effectively is losing him because I don't think I'll pay too much for him. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. We got the car going. We got the HQ going. Work on the building staff center, which should be fine. We got scouting going, so I think everything's going good. Car repair is about to be complete. We're about to finish designing our first piece of new stuff. Scouting report finished. Chris Cannon. Hates leading. Chaser. Okay. Budding musician. Racing stock cars. I mean, not a terrible driver, just not really what we're looking for. Car repairs are finished. Just scouting. We're actually starting to get some sponsors. We got 3 here. We should be able to go ahead and pick up one of these. Upfront payment $500, upfront payment $450 with an $85,000 per race, or upfront payment $350 with $150,000 per race. I mean, this one definitely feels like it works out to being quite a bit more. All right, I'm not like making that up. Even the fact that it's a longer deal, like you could presumably you could take this one and take another one later, but even with this being a longer deal, it still comes out to more. So that's easy. That's an easy decision right there. All right, let's keep going. About to finish those brakes. There they are. Now these are the ones that are, let's see. These are the ones that have a little bit of a risk on them, right? Yeah. We have low risk. These are just going to be ones for later in the season. So that's going to be okay. We're going to design some new parts here. So we started with brakes. We're going to work our way up to, I guess, the suspension next. Just get at least one piece for each of these. This one should be the best, right? That's 73. I'll make sure I'm doing the math right. Yeah, because that's only 58. Cool. We'll do the 73. We'll build that part and go with that. And let's figure out what we're improving right now. We'll keep working on the performance on these pieces. I think that's going to be fine. And we'll just kind of continue to trickle in some reliability. Then we'll focus on these pieces later. In fact, these are the last 2 pieces we need, right? For the racing season. And then we can start focusing on some of these other pieces that we get brought in. I think that worked just fine. About to finish scouting another driver. Let's see here. Sorry, I got distracted because I was like, wait a minute, my mic is on, right? Sorry, I got a moment of panic thinking my mic might have been on. Proposed rule change would see a $250,000 bonus payment paid to the last place team in the championship. I mean, that would definitely help us. So we're going to be the last place team. About to get a politics vote. Scouting report finished. Bruno. Dedicated. Caught speeding. Apparently that helps his marketability. That's kind of funny. New vote started. This rule would benefit low-ranked teams, which is including us. So I think we'll vote for. Do we want to use some of our voting power? Like, we have quite a bit of voting power here that we've been queuing up. I mean, I'm almost tempted to just use all my voting power. I mean, $250,000 isn't a... Oh, at the end of each race. Oh, no, we're doing all of our voting power. That would be... I was not reading that properly. I mean, it may not always be us. We haven't always been last place, but this would... we didn't even have to use our voting power, but I just wanted to make sure, because that would be pretty useful for us, I think. Even though it's going to go in... Is it going to go in next season, right? I forget what season we're in. We're in the 2016 season? Yeah. So it'll go in next season. So it's not going to happen this season. But we're still probably going to be... Very good chance that we're going to be dead last. Even if we're not the end of the world, I don't think. That we help somebody else. This all looks good. We still got scouting going on. About to finish our suspension parts. And let's go design us another part. We only have 2 more parts to build, at least to get at least one of each. We'll go with... I guess we'll go with the gearbox next. 25 to max plus 15. It looks like that one is going to be the best, even though it's a little bit risky. That's okay. It's costing us a lot of money, but it's going to be worth it, I think, in the long run. Just getting a little bit of an improvement for next year. Help us get a little bit more money next year. Basically, my thought process is that these parts will help pay for themselves a little bit by getting us a little bit of extra money potentially next year. Although dead last would get us $250,000 extra right now, so maybe we should be shooting for dead last. Possible improvement to suspension system. One of our guys just had a great new idea about the suspension system. I won't bore you with the details, but we were to re-engineer the electronics, we'd get some seriously good performance out of it. The only downside is it's going to cost us. Oh, I thought that said minus 30 performance. No, that's plus 30. No, we don't want to spend money on stuff like that right now. Not this season. It will not help us really in any way. You are almost capped out. In fact, you're going to be done here in a couple. There we go. So those are all done. So we'll go ahead and start working on the brakes, and we'll start working on the suspension. And we'll just make sure it's full capped over onto performance. And yeah, that looks good. Scouting report finished. Hannah, action adverse. No, thank you. Team's champion target. We're bang on. Couldn't get any worse. Actually, our gearbox can be done before race time. Too bad all these have riskiness. Otherwise, we could use some of these parts for the races. But that's all right. We'll be just fine without it. All right, so now we can go ahead and do the last part, which would be an engine. I mean, these are all the same, right? This is 43, 43. I mean, this one's 20 now, but that's if we wanted to use the part this season. I mean, we could still do this one and still use the part this season. Since these two are basically identical. I mean, this one would give it to you now. The 25 now, you'd only have to improve a little bit, but we got plenty of time to improve this one. So I think we start with this one. That way we could potentially even use it just for a few races this season. That would be fine if we get it in there. We have to get the reliability up, but that's easy enough to do. All right, here comes the race. Obviously, we're going for 16th or above, which we have actually hit twice now. Pretty awesome. We're not going to fit any new parts. There's no new parts for us to fit that are not somewhat illegal. United Kingdom. Interesting note. I told you guys I'd turned the music off because the music in this game almost always gets flagged on YouTube for whatever reason. So I just turned it off. But a funny story is that one of the videos that I have up right now that hasn't actually gone live yet is already flagged because of something along the lines of inappropriate content. Apparently, racing is inappropriate content. Go figure. I don't know how to explain that one whatsoever. Obviously, I put in a please review this, please. You know, your algorithm is a little messed up if you think a racing game like this could be inappropriate at any level. So we'll see. Hopefully that comes back. Hopefully that comes back and lets me monetize that video. It's a little silly. Still dead last. Not a big surprise. Alrighty, let's see here. Anything special? Hopefully they got at least a little bit locked in, so it's just not completely terrible. Alright, we're gonna do nurse. We don't need engine expert. We'll just do race trim. I mean, these are very similar in a lot of ways. Nurse slows it down enough, and from my experience, that double dip would just be more than you ever could worry about. All right, you got a 71. That's not terrible. We'll start on super softs. We might actually be able to stay on super softs for at least a couple pit stops, if not more. We can get up to 9 laps. We'll drop this down by 1. And then you got a 76, so I mean, that's something. You're basically the same, so we'll drop you down by 1 as well. And go out hard and heavy, and all will be well. Did not hit continue? Do I have to pick 2? I didn't know that was the thing. I mean, I should have picked the second one, but I just normally the tire thing is not usually a big deal. But I mean, I should have picked it anyway, but it's funny that it didn't let me continue without it. Yeah, we're gonna go 2D, just get this rolling real quick in a hurry. Hey, we're in first place. We're just going to bump it up to 12x. Get through these races pretty quickly here. Alright, we're going to drop you down to high and push. Just kind of start settling in a little bit. As we start hitting the reds here, we'll drop it down to yellow. What's the temperature like? It's actually not that hot. 57 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty cool out, so I think yellow will lock in pretty well here. Alright, we're going to have to pace out or space out our pits here. Drop you down to... No. Drop you down to yellow. Hopefully you can make it 2 more laps. You can stay on high. In fact, you can go ahead and go up to overtake. We're going to go ahead and schedule your pit now and bring you back out on super softs probably. See, if you do 7 more laps again, I'll put you at 14. That leaves 9 laps. No, we should be fine, right? Yeah. We'll do more super softs. Fuel options will fill up and drop it down by... actually, we'll do it 9.6. That's going to be fine. Yep, looks good. I think you can make it down 2 more laps. Yeah, you're going to be fine. Pit. Same thing. Super softs. Fill up. We'll do 1 left. Save a little bit of time, a little bit of weight. Alright, go ahead and hard and heavy. Drop down to yellow. Drop you down to high and push. Drop you down to yellow. Keep you pushing. Now we're actually on some of the only ones out on super softs, which is interesting. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know if we can... is there going to be enough fuel to make it around with the last set of tires? It should be, right? I think so. It's actually starting to get a little bit cold in the tires. Alright, let's go ahead and go overtake. We'll let you finish this lap. Drop you down to yellow. And plan your pit. You can have 9 laps left. Could almost make it on the super softs. We're just going to go ahead and switch to the softs just to be safe. Fill you up all the way. Should be 8 laps remaining, but that means we can push a little bit more. All that other stuff looks good. Probably could have brought you on super softs, but I think this will be fine. Alright, we're going to go ahead and schedule your pit. Put you up on overtake. And same thing. You actually have less laps, right? You're going to have only 7 laps left. I think we can stick you on super softs to keep you there, especially since you have the bonus to them. I'll drop you down to something like that. Now, she doesn't have nurse, so her wear and tear gets a little bit more impactful. We're going to push with you. In fact, we can probably go pretty heavy on the stuff because you've got better tires, or more harder tires, I should say. We'll just put you up to push. I'm not going to go all the way up to attack with you. I want to make sure your tires do make it all the way around. Could probably leave you both on attack for a while. Let's drop you down to yellow. Keep an eye on those excess fuels. Alright, now we're going to drop you down to... leave it on orange for now, see if that works. You're fine. She's just going to have some more wear and tear. I may leave the tires pushing over here. We'll drop them down. That's going to be fine. Nope, you're going to be good. So let's drop you back down to medium. I think you're going to be fine. Yeah, I know the engine condition's low, but you've only got like 2 laps left. So let's just keep going. This is the final lap, so let's just go ahead and go overtake, attack, overtake, attack. And yeah. Rock and roll. No, I'm sorry. This is the final lap for the guys behind us. That's only if we get lapped. Never mind. Go down to that. I will leave you high. I mean, I know the engine's low, but... I mean, it breaks down, it breaks down. I mean, if first place laps us here in a second, we'll have one less lap, but looks like that's not going to happen. And you're going to be close on your fuel, but I think you're just barely going to make it through. Not that it really matters. We're 19th and 20th. I mean, not a big deal. I mean, we pushed it a little bit. We tried. Honestly, we were only 4 seconds behind 18th. We're a long ways away off the other guys. But honestly, this time nobody crashed or anything like that, so just wasn't enough things going our way to help us catch up. And our cars are not going to help us catch up, that's for sure. Scrutineering. Demoted. All right, cool. Pretty much as expected. Ravelli and Company. I mean, our drivers actually were in pretty good form that go. That's good to see. Morale's going up a little bit. That's not bad. Actually, a relationship with the mechanics still going up. Happiness coming. Everybody's happy with our 19th and 20th place finish, apparently. So we'll go with that. Alrighty. Saving the game. We'll get to our next race real quick. Car condition, only 19 hours. That's not too bad. We'll take the interview. Sent in a claim your brakes seem to be holding the team back and technical commentators seem to agree. Is it true? We need more investment on EQ. I know that lowers his happiness, but at least it doesn't tank our marketability, and he'll be still plenty happy with us. Not too worried about that. Scouting. We already looked at this person, right? Yes. Crazy. Oh, no, this is one of the crazy people. I don't think that's the one that just came up, but do you think we saw? Oh, we're actually about to get another person coming up here in a second. Car repairs completed. Scouting report finished. Oscar Diaz. Media shy. Well, that is not helpful at all. So another driver. Passionate racer. Having a secret affair. Sorry, earnings minus $100,000. That's interesting. Dodgy deck. Yeah, we don't need this guy. Is that him? Was that the guy we just looked at? Oh, no, that's a different person. I don't know what that other guy was. Selfish and addictive personality. No, thank you. Rumors of departure, scouting report. This is the guy we just looked at, right? Yeah. Dodgy Nick. Having an affair. What a scoundrel. New parts fixed to be done. We're improving the parts still. We're doing good there. All is well. Let's look at our pit crew real quick. All right, so you guys are rested back up. We can sub you in for these 4.5 and 3.6 people. I guess you go in for the 3.6. Maybe you go in for the 4.5. I mean, it's basically about the same. Kind of 3% up there. But, I mean, there's not much I can do about that. We'll just take it as it is. I mean, I could hire another person, but I just really would like to avoid that, if at all possible. About to finish our engine. I mean, we could keep designing parts, but I'd really rather just save my money for other stuff. But we can immediately start improving this part because this engine we can actually run with. In fact, we will improve the reliability as well. Close you out. Reliability. We'll start on the reliability because it's already better than our other engines. So it would already... Oh, I did the wrong part. That's the suspension. Ignore me. There's the engine. It's not better already, so never mind on that. But we do need to get the reliability up before we can even touch it. So we'll keep it over here. I guess we could plug something else in there. Technically. Oh, does that slow anything? I don't know if that slows it down. We'll just run this one thing. We don't need the other ones right now. We'll just run that for now. Get the reliability pushed up a bit. I'm about to get a couple more scoutings done. 49%. Let's see here. Already looked at the pit crew. I don't care about the hiring right now. Scouting, we've already checked these people out. There's a couple more scouts. Let's check those guys out real quick. Masahiko Tanakuchi. Fuel hungry. Burns more fuel than usual. First life hero. That's some really good stats. Found religion. A little bit higher focus and morale. Really good driver. Obviously nobody. He's only reserve too. I love that these reserve drivers 10 times better than any of our drivers. Nobody that we can afford right now, so we're not going to mess with him. And then here's Mustafa. Vancouver expert, hates team orders, racer, losing trust, and training young drivers. I mean, it's not a bad driver, I guess, technically, but still not really what we're looking for. Let's go check out our car. What's the improved parts at? 59%. Getting there. If we get up to 80%, we will accept that as good enough. Actually, we could probably already take it as is and just give it to the guy that has the, or the lady that has the nurse. Which actually might not be a bad idea. We'll just let it get capped out here, though, or get close to capped out. Let's see where we're at now. 72. That's actually pretty good. We'll skip off that. We'll move it back over to full-time performance. Plug some more of these other things in here, and we'll just plug some stuff into the reliability stuff. Let's see here. What can we plug in there? We'll keep going with the engine. Just get a little bit of reliability, and then we'll go with, I don't know, just one of these 80s or something. And let that go. I think that'll work. Tondela preview. All right. We definitely want to put in that engine. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it's maybe. We'll have to see how much performance you got in, I guess, a day. Probably not enough, to be perfectly honest. But it will be something we use next time. I mean, it's tied, but we don't need to plug it in yet. But it definitely will be ready for the next race, which is good. Tondela. I guess I need to make my own music for those intros there. Come on, let's go. Practice. It's sunny out. I actually think we do better on some of the rain days, to be honest. Don't worry, care about any of the rest of that. We will simulate the session and go. Sure will be good when we start competing. Probably a couple years away, to be honest. Maybe we could start competing for not being last place next season, but we're definitely several years away from being near the top, especially with the strategy we're employing, which is improve our headquarters as much as we possibly can. I would like our headquarters to be pretty much completely capped out before we even get to the top level. That may be unrealistic, I don't know, but it would be kind of nice. Because I think that would really set us up to just really, really go to town at the top level for parts and just have improvements going like crazy and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna keep going with the nurse. Race trim, that's going to be okay. I still need to get your second thing. I don't even know what it is. Have to check your guy. We'll do soft tires because while we have them, we'd like them to be high performant. Setup. Apparently that's all you've got. Tires. 25 laps. These only go 7 laps at best, really, and these would go 11. We get 10 laps of fuel. That would work. 10 laps, so we could do 10-10. That's 20 plus, 7 or so. Yeah, that would work. We can start off with softs. And what is it? Soft is what? I guess it's 7, maybe 8. We'll drop you down a couple laps because we're not going to get the full 8 anyway. And then 69. Same thing for you. Same thing for you. We're going to give you... we'll just do 8. That's going to be okay. One of you is going to have to come in early, but we'll figure it out. All right, let's get going. Speed through this race pretty quickly here. And they're off. Drop down high, medium, or high and push, I mean. Safety car. Oh, somebody wrecked. Hmm. No, this is way too early to be pit again. Yeah, there's no way. Now we do... Yeah, I was gonna say we do need to drop this down. But yeah, there's way too early to try and pit in. And we're obviously high in the pack anyway, so... No, we'll just let it go. Hey, it gives us a couple more laps of us not being in last place. So I guess there's that. Heading to garage. Oh, our tires are so cold. Is that it? The trigger? Not quite, but we're going to go ahead and bump you up anyway, because it's about to trigger. There we go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Get some temperature back in those tires. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. We'll pit you in a minute. I guess we'll pit Santa Ana first. Let's drop you down to high. Keep you on overtake because you're going to pit. We're going to pit now. If we drop you down to medium. No, we'll just pit now. We made 6 laps. We really need to try mix 7 though. So we're going to drop you down to medium for sure. And neutral. See if you can stretch your fuel out 2 more laps total. Oh my goodness, another pick car. Another crash and a fire. Okay. I mean, we definitely have to pit now. You're going to drop down to low and back up. I guess low and back up's fine, but you are pitting. It's unfortunate. We're 3rd and 2nd, which is crazy. But we have to pit. Like, there is literally no choice. So we'll pit in. 19 laps left. We have to go with the mediums because we got to stretch these out for 2 laps of basically 10. I guess it's 18 laps left technically. I don't think this really matters too much. So you're going to pit in first, and then we'll get you to pit in next. Should have barely enough fuel to get all the way back around. Maybe. You're going to go medium as well. Fill up. That's fine. Let's just completely fill it up. And yeah, that's fine. Can we get you back, like, caught up with the pack? Yeah, so you're caught right back up with the pack. So, go back down to low. I mean, the good news is that if we're pitting and no one else... Actually, a lot of other people have already pit, so we were just kind of the last to pit, so that actually doesn't really help us out. Just go and push it up, see if we can catch back up before the pit crew. Is the pit crew already back in? Oh, he is. Okay, I did not see him. Oops. That was my mistake for watching this. Did not see him pop back in there. Well, that's a miss. That's all right. Another crash? What in the world, people? Oh, it's only no overtaking sector 1 though. We need to not be going so high with your stuff because your engines are not quite as good. We'll drop down to push on that. Santa Ana can just go crazy, I think, for the most part. Well, other than that, we probably don't have enough fuel for that. Alright, let's just settle in for a little bit. I'm just going to settle in. Another crash. What is going on? Well, if we don't do something stupid... Oh, no, we are automatically have reached our sponsor objective, even if we both crash out right now. So, there's that. It's actually pretty warm out, so... I'm going to have to go down to conserve just to get some temperature out of these tires. crazy. All right, you're gonna have to pit in soon, so we're gonna go and push you back up to high. I'll leave you for a little bit longer. You got a little bit more to go. All right, so you can go one more full lap, so we'll push you up to overtake and push. And let you, actually we can just go up to attack. Let you come pit in after this. All right, so 10 laps remaining, so we definitely want that. Technically 9 laps after the fuel up. We'll go maxed out there. Parts are great. Pit strategy, I mean, I'm tempted to go higher, but we'll just keep it as is. You are going to just go ahead and go up to attack because you are going to need to pit in here in a second anyway. We might as well go overtake because you're not going to be able to make it all the way around. You have to pit this time. Fuel options. Fill up. Probably a little extreme. We'll drop down a little bit. I don't think you can run. Well, actually, your engine's pretty good this time around. Probably a lot of that that slowness because of the crashes that, you know, kind of helping us out a little bit. All right, let's drop you down to neutral on the tires, but leave you on push or high on the engine. Keep it on that fuel. Ah, there we go. Drop it down to medium. I mean, we're obviously going to be getting our sponsor objective, which is amazing, but we're also not technically last place, which is kind of cool. Right, you're back to excess fuel. We'll let you go a little bit longer before I do anything else. We can go and put you up to high. Yeah, your conditions should be fine. Oh, now you're back to not enough fuel. Well, just enough fuel, I should say. You're about to go down, aren't you? Yep, there we go. Knew it was coming. Final lap. Hey, we're up to 11th place, and that's legit. I mean, maybe some of the people that would be competing with us are crashed out, but still, I feel that feels pretty good. All right, we're just gonna leave it on yellow. I mean, we're gonna see if we can hold on to this 11th place. Maybe. I'm gonna do that. I was gonna say I would have to push, but no, we don't have enough fuel for that. We dropped down to 13. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, we did finish. I was like, is it still going? 12th place. I mean, that's not bad. Obviously, the 15th was the default last, but we did actually not come in the last place. You know, but you know, we didn't get 15th and 14th, for example. We actually did pass up a couple people legitimately. That's pretty cool. I will take it. And who knows, maybe we might even scooch up a little bit here. Some people have... Nope. That's okay. Came close. This guy almost dropped down close enough to be near us. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, the points aren't really going to matter, but we got our sponsor objective. It's a little bit more money. It's a thing. Driver form looks good. Morale looks great. Relationship with the mechanics getting there. Can we see... I actually want to check the mechanic real quick here in a second. Happiness is awesome. Marketability went up by a little bit. Bit of money coming in. Take it. Let's see here. 1 sec. Come on. I want to check our mechanic. Let's see. Team. Mechanics. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for staff. You have risk taker. Fast pit stops now, a minus 50% mistake chance. It's not bad. I mean, it's not... I love Nurse. Nurse is amazing because you can just push so much. But it's not a terrible one, I suppose. I was going to check something else real quick. I have been using the right driver, right? This is my pay driver. What do you have that's special? Oh, you're just content. Okay. Which means you're okay with making less money. All right, we're going to go put a cut in there. I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.